everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. So I'm actually going to be recording my very first bullet journal spread. So this year, instead of buying a prefabricated planner for my wellness journey, I decided to jump into an entirely different style of planning. So I bought a bullet journal. So here I've done my title page, which I think turned out pretty well in purple, my favorite color. And then I have done on the next page my sizing guide, which hopefully will come in handy. I have marked off a page or two for my index page, and I've done my future log, which I haven't filled out because quite frankly I don't really know what I'm doing here, but it's okay, it's my journal. So for my very first spread, I'm actually going to be documenting my hair regimen. So I'm still kind of recovering from the effects of the pandemic and the quarantine. First, I just count myself so blessed to be well and that my family is well, but I had a lot of setbacks with my hair. You know, like most of us, when we were forced to quarantine, everything shut down and I couldn't get to a hairstylist for a bunch of months to get my maintenance and things done. And I did the best I can, not knowing how long it would be, right? And then when the world opened back up, I had to make some changes because my hairstylist, whom I am so very proud of, went back to nursing school and changed her career. And also my finances have not been the same. So all in all, I gotta go back to doing some of the things that I used to do myself, which is totally fine. Yeah. And I'm going to be using this bujo spread to document that and keep myself honest. So what you're seeing me do here on the left side of this spread, I am going to break my hair regimen down to 6 or 7 steps over the course of the year and write down what I plan to do and the frequency. Tell me, you guys, do you document anything in your wellness journal concerning your hair or any of your aesthetic practices? Let me know. So, if I can get my hands on my pen here. Every week that my hair is out, I am going to wash my hair. Then every other week, I'm going to deep condition. I should probably be doing this every week, but I'm trying to keep my goals manageable over here, okay? And once a month, I am going to clarify my hair to get all the gunk and product buildup off and do a protein treatment as needed. And I'm leaving space here because I think I want to do my units of time in color. All right, every other month, I will be putting my hair in a protective style, and I'll be trimming my hair every 8 to 10 weeks. And then last but not least, I want to try to get my hair professionally pressed twice this year to length check it and just make sure that everything is going in good shape. On the right hand side, again, this is my very first spread, so I went ahead and marked out my grid lines off camera so y'all didn't have to sit here and watch me count. And so I am going to first go in and work on my title. So I'm new to lettering. I like to take my pencil and do kind of a rough drawing, if you will, of anything that is going to be, modern calligraphy or some kind of fancy font. And I think I'm going to use some purples and this, hate to call it hot pink, I guess magenta color. I have my colorless blender that I'm going to be using, and I'll start with this purple. I don't know how this is going to turn out either, because I'm still getting used to the whole Tombow marker thing, but I'm going for kind of an ombre effect with this lettering. I'm 90% sure there's an easier way to have done this. I just couldn't remember what it was at the time. If I had thought about it, I probably would have just done the whole thing in the lighter color and then colored over it at the top with the dark and blended it in. But hey, it's my first spread. What can I tell you? So now I'm gonna go in with my gray, and I want my light coming from the right, so I'm going to add some shadows to the left of my letters. And now I'm going to intensify those shadows a little bit with my illustration pen, and I'm just going to use, I think that's a 0.3, kind of a skinny one, to just add a little bit of depth. I will say this works a little bit better with larger or thicker letters, but I'm still pretty pleased with how it turned out. white gel pen to add some highlights. Somebody drop in the comments if you know of a finer tipped white marker. I have my eyes on the Faber-Castell white lettering set, but if you know of a really good single white pen, let me know and drop it down in the comments. Couldn't really decide how I wanted to letter the word regimen, so I just kind of wrote something up in there using my Fudenosuke pen. So as I mentioned earlier, I went ahead and marked out my chart off camera so y'all didn't have to watch me struggle with that. And I am going to go in and mark out 12 columns in this grid because I'm going to be tracking my progress on a monthly basis. Most of these tasks are either every month or every other month, so that is what I'll do. And I will make rows for each of the 7 to-dos or steps in my year-long process. In full disclosure, I actually started this process back in January. I just haven't had the opportunity to sit down and deal with this particular tracker, so I'm going to be doing a bit of back planning. But if you've seen other Plan With Me videos that I've done, I actually build in my wash day into my planner, because those of y'all with textured hair, y'all know the drill. It's not always a get up and go type thing with your wash day, depending on what all you have to do. So I do bake that into my plans. And let me know, even if you don't put this in your wellness planner, what does your regimen look like? What are you doing to keep your hair healthy? Is it part of your self-care routine or just kind of an afterthought? Let me know, because I want to get to know you. So now that my table is done, I am going to go in and label my months. So we are washing at least once a week when my hair is out, and potentially when it's in too, but I am going to deep con every other week. And I like to clarify before and after protective style, every protective style anyway, so it's kind of baked into that process. And then I like to protein treat usually after I come out of a protective style, especially if I had to use heat to stretch my hair beforehand. And I realize I wrote protective style every month on the left side, but I'll just white that out later. But I'm going to do that every other month because my hair grows a lot better when it's just left alone. And then if I follow that schedule, trimming every 8 to 10 weeks, by the time I come out of that protective style or get ready to go in, it should be time to trim anyway. And then press twice. So now that I got my labels, let's do something with the left side of this page to make it sing a little bit. I think I'm going to kind of mimic the ombre effect that I used in the title inside my little bubbles. And let me tell you about the illustration pens you just saw. They're cheap. I got them from Hobby Lobby, and they're kind of a game changer because they're waterproof. So as you notice, I'm using these Tombow markers right on top of them. The ink's not bleeding all over the paper or ruining the page or the marker. So the Master's Touch, I think that's the brand. Those are some good illustration pens so far. And I'm gonna go in with my silver pen this time to do my little highlights. Okay, so let's actually see where I am so far this year. I'm just gonna be filling in my boxes with markers. Sorry guys, as I go. So I started off the year in January in a protective style. February I wore my hair out, so I did successfully wash it. Once per week. Okay. Then I did not, for whatever reason, deep con like I was supposed to, but in March, right before I did my protective style for the month, I protein treated. Okay, so yeah, I caught back up. And I also trimmed my hair. And I had a protective style. Some spring twists. Okay, and then in April, this past month, I absolutely did wash my hair, actually more than once per week. And I actually did deep condition twice last month. I don't like this color. We're gonna do something else with that. And I definitely clarified once this month. Okay, so y'all probably gonna think this is corny, but I want my hair to bloom as I water it. So there's my little face and some flowers to represent my hair. And then back on the right side of the page, I am going to add a couple of line items. My goal, I would love to retain 4 inches of growth this year. So I'm gonna add some line items concerning my 6-month length and my 12-month length. And I'll probably add some sort of line or tracker, some sort of visual tracker to this, but for now, this will suffice. And then over here on the left side, I'm actually going to make a box for the gold. Okay, so full disclosure, I shot this at the beginning of May. Yeah. So here it is, early June, when I'm actually doing this voiceover, and I can tell you that I have been late to the pass on a couple of things in terms of my progress, like my protective style. I'm actually in one now, even though my hair should be out in June, and I will probably be in one the rest of June, and that's okay. I'm listening to my hair and I'm trying to make some adjustments, but I have been on it with my washing and deep conditioning and clarifying. So there's still hope. Just a reminder, if you set a goal and you get off, hop right back on. There's still hope. But that trim is looking a little dicey for June. I'll keep you guys posted. I think we have a finished spread. So this is it. This is where we are. I will share periodically my updates across the year and let you guys know where I am and how I'm doing. But this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed journeying with me through my very first bujo spread. If you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, because I'd love to have you along for this journey with me. I love you guys, and always remember to do what you love what you do, and keep at it. Talk to you guys later.